You're watching the Original Life and Sad Ending channel. Here is today's multiple choice trivia quiz. How smart are you? We'll find out. So please keep track of your final score and leave it in the comments section below. Today's trivia contest is sponsored by nobody, so let's begin. Question number 1. Which Hollywood film featured no musical soundtrack except for a suspenseful sequence with children singing in the background? A. Psycho. B. Flight of the Phoenix. C. North by Northwest. Or D. The Birds. If you said D, you got it correct. Good for you. You're off to a great start. The Alfred Hitchcock-directed movie The Birds has no music over the credits or any parts of the film except when the children are singing in the schoolhouse as Tippi Hedren waits outside on a bench, not noticing the massive flock of birds gathering on the monkey bars behind her. I'm still afraid of birds after watching this one as a child. Question number 2. I'm sure, like me, you've watched the film Casablanca starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman many times over the years. But can you remember Bogart's character Rick's last name? Was it A. Blaine, B. Roberts, C. Edwards, or D. Ricardo? Hi, honey, I'm home. The answer is A. Blaine. It's a great movie and was directed by Michael Curtiz, who also directed the holiday classic White Christmas. If you got this right, here's looking at you, kid. Question 3. Which of these is not true? A. Bela Lugosi was buried in his Dracula costume. B. Tiny Tim was buried with a ukulele. C. Frank Sinatra was buried with a bottle of Wild Turkey whiskey. Or D. George Burns was buried with 3 cigars in his pocket. This was an easy layup because I'm sure most of you know Sinatra's drink of choice was Jack Daniel's whiskey. They say you can't take it with you, but besides the whiskey, Frank was buried with a pack of Camels, a Zippo lighter, and 10 dimes. His daughter Tina Sinatra said carrying the dimes dated back to the 1963 kidnapping of her brother Frank Jr. Her father wanted to make sure he always had change for a payphone. Question 4. Which of these celebrities wasn't at some point disinterred and is truly resting in peace? A. J.P. Richardson, better known as the Big Bopper. B. Jimmy Stewart. C. Judy Garland. Or D. Lucille Ball. The answer is Jimmy Stewart. He is still where they put him in the Forest Lawn Memorial Park Cemetery in Glendale, California. They dug up the Big Bopper in some cockeyed shooting investigation. Of course, the plane crash with Buddy Holly and Ritchie Valens was what ended his life. Judy and Lucy were both moved by their families to different cemeteries, dead but still taking the show on the road. And question 5 is the last question for today. How are you doing with your score? Please remember to put it down in the comments to show everyone how intelligent you really are. Which of the following famous singers died on Christmas Day? No cheating, it's the honor system here, folks. A. Bing Crosby. B. Andy Williams. C. Perry Como. Or D. Dean Martin. Sadly, the answer is D for Dean Martin, who retired from public life in early 1995 and died of acute respiratory failure resulting from emphysema at his Beverly Hills home on Christmas Day in 1995. He was only 78 years old. Did you ace the quiz? Was it too easy or too hard? Well, congratulations if you did well. I appreciate you participating, and as Bing Crosby once said, aloha on a steel guitar.